Hi everybody, welcome to Tomato Junkie's Kitchen, also known as Sarah's Kitchen. Tonight we're going to be doing an Italian beef vegetable soup, and I did a little intro earlier today giving you some of the ingredients and telling you what really makes it different. Okay, because my husband's not home tonight, I'm going to have to kind of chop it up a little bit, where right now I'm going to give you the introduction, and then the camera's going to be focused on the actual pot that I'm cooking in, and you'll see me putting the ingredients in, and I'll talk to you. But you won't be seeing me, which will, probably make it a little more pleasant anyway. So I will transition to that right now, and we're going to start where I have already done the onions and celery in the pot. Okay? Okay, as I said before, unfortunately, you're seeing the lower half of my body here. Sorry about that. But in the pot here, I do have the onions and celery, which are nicely sauteed now. And what I'm going to do at this point is go ahead and put in some tomato paste. Now, I originally was going to go ahead and put in the whole thing, but I'm thinking at this point I'm just going to do half, because when I saw how many tomatoes I had, and again, we're talking about judging things. Isn't that a cool little spatula there where, it can help you get stuff out of small cans? So I was originally thinking that I would use the whole thing, but at this point I think probably not. Now what's happening here, before I actually go ahead and add the garlic, is I'm getting this raw taste out of the tomato paste. Now, I actually saw a video earlier today where the cook added the tomato paste toward the end, and if at all possible, add it like this. It's sort of like when you're doing flour, where you're trying to get the raw flour taste out. Tomato paste is very similar, okay? And then another thing that I do is when I'm adding in the garlic, which that's it right here, and I'd say that's probably about 5 cloves of garlic that I have minced very fine. I like my garlic minced fine. And I was going to use a smaller pot, but I know how I am. I can't make a small batch of anything to save my life because of the way I grew up in a big family. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and dump the garlic in. And one of the things about garlic is you need to be sure not to brown it or burn it. If you do that, then you end up with a very bitter result, okay? So these are the spices I talked about earlier. This would be the basil, the marjoram, and the oregano. And it's probably 2 teaspoons of basil and 1 each of the marjoram and the oregano. And the nice thing about this is when you go ahead and you put it in like this, it kind of helps some of that flavor of the herbs to come out. Now, do you see what's going on there in that pot in the bottom? That is called fond. One of those technical, cooking terms where it's telling you that that's flavor building up on the bottom. So when I go to do what's called deglazing, and that's going to be here in a moment, I only want to cook that garlic for just probably about 60 seconds, And right now I'm already beginning to smell the herbs and the garlic become very fragrant, okay? And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of up the heat a little bit. And this is a high output burner on my gas range here. And it, man, that thing gets smoking hot, which is why you're seeing what you're seeing. So this funny looking colored stuff, it's not only got some soup base in it, it also has the liquid where I rinsed out the cans. I know that sounds a little weird, but I try to do that just to get every bit. There's a little bit of that beef base in there. That's the Better Than Bouillon soup base that I put in there. And so what I'm going to do at this point is I'm just going to stir this a little bit, a little splash there. I'm going to stir this a little bit, and I'm going to try to scrape off some of that fond from the bottom, okay? And it's going to join in with all of those other flavors, okay? So I'm going to do this for just a minute or two. And, you do this in so many other cooking applications where you're doing this, especially in a beef stew or anything else like that where you're trying to build some flavor, okay? To back up just a moment, I will put the recipe in on the page in the comments. And I started out probably with 2 cups of onion and 1 cup of celery chopped up, okay? So here's a fun little tool I just wanted to show you. I used to chop up some tomatoes. This little thing is great for chopping nuts too if you don't want to get out anything electric. It's kind of an old-time tool. And you can see this is already simmering, right? Okay. So here are 2 28-ounce cans of tomatoes that I have chopped up. Okay. Those are going in. Now see why I use this big pot? Because I'm already out of control on the amount that I have in there. So, and I'm going to add even a little more water because I can see that I'm going to need it. So this is a little bit shy of 2 cups that I'm putting in there. Okay. And then I'm going to go ahead and start adding back in, this is the beef, this is 1 pound of ground beef, okay, that I sauteed earlier. And I kind of strained it out of there, and you see there's very little oil left in there. I used a little bit of the oil that was left to do the onions and celery, and it's a very lean beef, so you don't really need much. I just kind of like strained it out of there and used what was left because I had also put a little olive oil in there. And in this, these are carrots and then 2 bell peppers, a yellow and a red. And I mentioned earlier that red bell pepper has a lot of nutritional value. It has a full day vitamin C if you eat 1 of them. So try giving them to your kids if you've never done that before, because kids really seem to enjoy eating it. It's very sweet and tasty. So this is what I did. I like cutting my carrots kind of on the bias. I think it makes them look a little better. So in those go. And then here are all the beans. The beans that are in here are lima beans, kidney beans, pinto beans, and black beans. And these black beans are a little unusual looking, but I think it's because they're organic. They look a little different. I got them in a 3-bean mix. So see, I'm already getting very full on my pot. And that's just the way I tend to cook. So I'm going to put that in. And then, of course, I'm going to have to add quite a bit more liquid here to give this some room. So I won't bother to make you guys watch me do that. But the one other thing I am going to put in while we're on the video is these are Parmigiano Reggiano cheese rinds. And I'm going to put those in there, and they're going to impart some fantastic flavor, okay? And then in the finished product, I will fish those out, okay? So when I come back, I will have kind of diluted the soup with some more water. I will have diluted it with that, and then all the vegetables will have cooked down, and then you can see how I serve it, okay? Thanks. Hey, sorry the video is going to be a little bit broken up, but the soup is done, and what I'm going to do now is redirect the camera, but I'm going to take a little bit of a break to do that so that, you know, you don't feel like the earth is moving or anything like that when you're looking at the video. But I just want to show it to you and let you know how it turned out, and you'll hear my voice on that, but you won't see me, okay? All right. Okay, well, here we are with this finished soup. And one point I wanted to make is that it's pretty short on protein. I only have 1 pound of hamburger in there. You could easily put 2 and maybe a little bit more than that of whatever protein you choose. And some of the traditional Italian vegetables would be like zucchini, that type of thing. But again, you know, you can customize this to whatever you want it to be. So anyway, I also did add more of the Better Than Bouillon base. So again, it's tasting, checking it, deciding what needs to be done, what you know, what the taste is, that kind of thing. So anyway, when I serve it, what I do typically is, okay, there's a nice spoonful, and you can see what it looks like, okay, right there. And you can see a little bit of it on the video, but not much. Here's that wonderful Parmigiano Reggiano, and that's what goes on the top. And it just makes for such a wonderful soup, and especially this time of year when it's so cold. So I appreciate your views, and please subscribe to me on YouTube. It's Tomato Junkie's Kitchen. Also, you know, anyone else that you could put this out to that you think might benefit from it or could use any of these recipes, and I appreciate it. Thank you.